Hello everyone and welcome and thank you for being here. Today I thought I'll share something that is personal to my life. So many of you may know or some of you may not know that I am from a Nepali community and I'm married to my husband who is a Kuki and then who is from the northeast part of India, which is Nagaland. And it's a shame that many of the mainland Indians, when I say we are from Nagaland, they will say, Nagaland, where is that? And which country is that? Do you need passport to go there? Like, those kind of questions, which is very funny. And then it's a shame that being in India, we don't know that Nagaland is part of India. So yeah, I'm married to my husband who is from Nagaland and from Kuki tribe. So this is the incident which I want to share with all of you where something happened and then a cultural shock that I went through after marriage because I'm from another community and culture. So I wanted to share with all of you about the cultural shock I went through and then the things I experienced and something that made me cry. So keep listening. We decided to get married in Nepal because there is this church which was established by my great grandfather. That is the first church in the eastern part of Nepal, which is named as Dharan Pavitra Church. So, since it was like the oldest church, and my great grandfather was involved in the establishment of church, so I wanted to make memory and then talking with my husband, I said I wanted to get married always, and then we talked and then we decided to get married there. So that time we did not realize that getting married in another country and such a far away place from where my husband was, and they coming to get me and then get married and then again coming back will take a lot of toll on us and be full of challenges. We did not know that in the beginning, but as the marriage day approached, all the things that could have gone wrong during our wedding day had gone wrong, because on the way my husband and then my in-laws, they faced a lot of problems, so things were not happening according to what we planned. And the other big disaster that happened was our wedding photographer. We hired somebody from Sikkim, which is one of the states in India. He was supposed to come and then get us some pre-wedding photo shoot. He was supposed to come a day before our wedding, and he was on the way, and by the evening I get a call and then he says that we won't be able to come for the wedding shoot because there is some custom problem. Custom meaning, in the border they had so many equipments, and all the people in charge were not allowing them to go with so many equipments, and even if they have to take, they have to pay a huge amount of money. And then they say, so we are canceling it, we are sorry. And so I could not say anything because we had to say okay, because nothing was in our hand that time. So there was no wedding photographer, so we just had to hire somebody from the local photo studio, and then he did our wedding photos, which is not that awesome. So yeah, it happened like that. And after marriage, coming to a new place very far away, leaving my mom, my dad, my family behind, it was not easy. So I was already going through so many anxiety and nervousness, and also going to the unknown because I didn't know the new place, the culture, the food. Although I had been into Nagaland, I studied there for about 3 years, so I knew some of the things, but I didn't know in detail. And especially the tribe that my husband belongs to, I did not know much about their custom and culture. And I come from a family where like we have left all our culture and custom. Like my ancestors were Hindus, and when they accepted Christianity, they left all their customs and cultures that they used to follow. So I was not used to it. But when I came to Nagaland, it was like my husband's tribe, they will follow. They had, although they were Christians, they kept some of the cultures and customs till today. They follow those. So I came with heavy heart, leaving my family, and then every day I will experience something new, not only in food or language, but and yeah, of course, I did not know the language. It's still, it's almost 10 years now, and it's a shame on my part that I still could not speak their dialect. But I'm not very good with languages, and I did not know the language. And one, I think it was evening, when my husband came to me and then he said, we are going to give you a new name. And I said, why? And then he said, this is our custom that when you get married, you bring a girl from another community, you bring them and give them a new name. And I was like in the shock of my life, because I said, why? I mean, I did not argue much because that was their custom, he said. So, but inside there were so many things happening, in my mind, in my heart, that what is this? Where am I? Why is this happening to me? Like, and I had like a very emotional connection with the change of name, because when I was born, my grandfather, he named me Elizabeth, which is a name from the Bible. John the Baptist's mother, his name was Elizabeth in English. But since my name was very long, Elisiba, so many of my classmates could not pronounce my name, and they will always complain, you have such a long name. What is the meaning of your name? So I was always tired of hearing them complain about my name. So I told my mom, frustrated, that I need to change my name. I want a short name, an easy name, and a meaningful name, which people don't have to ask me the meaning all the time. So my mom and her best friend, they discussed, and they gave me a new name again, a short name, 5-letter name, Utsa, which means encouragement. And I was happy with the name, but there was always confusion. My close relatives and friends will call me Eli or Elisiba, and the new friends or the school friends will call me Utsa. I already had so many emotions about my name, and then getting to know that again I'm going to be given a new name. In Kuki culture, they give name after somebody, an elderly person. So I was given the name of the grandmother of my husband, so they named me Kim Pahoy. So from the moment they named me, all of them started calling me Kim Pahoy. And although my husband said the meaning of the name is very good, it means beautiful blooming flower, but I was still surprised, and then so much in sadness in a way. And that evening, I went back to the room, and then I cried. I cried because I was, maybe because there were so many already emotions, leaving my family behind, my maternal family, and then coming to a new culture, trying to understand them because there were language issues, and then trying to get to this new environment. So I cried, because at that time I did not understand that why did they change my name. But slowly, as the days went by, I started getting used to the new name. Now if you ask me, then I would say, yeah, I like my name, and even they call me Pahoy or Kim Pahoy or Kim, I have accepted it from my heart, and then I like it. But not because just over the time it happened, but when I got to understand that it is a way of them to accept me completely without any hesitation. And that it's when you give a new name to this person who comes from another community, now you are the full part of this community, of their family. So you are accepted, you are loved, and you are considered their own. So I was the part of the family. So that was the reason behind changing the name, not because like they will change my complete identity or they don't want to call my old name, nothing like that, but it's like acceptance. Yeah, that was it. That was the cultural shock I went through, and then I cried for a while. But then I love my name now, and then I understand why do they do that. And a few years back, I was listening to one of the sermons, one of the preachings. Then that time the preacher was mentioning about getting a new name in heaven, and that Jesus is going to write our name in a white stone, and a new name will be given to us. And then I was like, oh gosh, like even the Bible like accepts this concept of giving a new name. So I was like more excited, like, oh, that's great, because I can relate my situation, and then I could like be more joyful and more happy that even in eternity I will be given a new name by Jesus. So I would like to end by reading that passage from Revelation chapter 2 verse 17, which says, "To the one who is victorious, I will give some of the hidden manna. I will give that person a white stone with a new name written on it, known only to the one who receives it." So when I read that, I was like, wow, this is so good. I mean, I did not know till that time that, there will be a new name given to us in heaven, in eternity. And when I was doing some study, then I got to know that, giving a new name means favor, it means safe passage. and celebratory in welcome, which in my case was like it was welcoming me to a new family, to a new culture, in a new community, and accepting me with that favor and that honor, free privileges, and a new and lasting identity. So beautiful, new and lasting identity, and eternal hospitality with God. So I could relate so much. My son decided to join me for the ending. Yes?
Yes.
So this experience in my life has given me a new spiritual learning also, that one day I will be given a new name in Christ, and then in heaven we'll have a white stone written with our name, right? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Jesus will call us by that name, and that means we are accepted. We are eternally with Him, lasting and new identity. So, yeah, thank you so much for being here. And then, if you like it, please consider subscribing. Again, Mana. Bye.
Bye.
I'll see you again.